So I've got a bit of a new tactic, getting rid of some of my rushes. I need to keep some of my grass because the mulching was great and all, but I got rid of all my grass, and it's going to be a good while before litter bugs. It's going to be a while before that grass grows back, so I'm trying to keep a bit. So I'm going to come in here and strim after the sheep have been in to try to save a bit of my grass while still getting rid of the rushes. It's a bit more time consuming, but I think it'll be worth it. So this is the field just outside the back of the house where the rushes are, and I strimmed all along here, and it actually looks great, and there's loads of grass as well, and this stuff seems to be growing back pretty well. Another week or two and I'll have the sheep back in here, and it'll be a good field of grass. We do start off with 1 litre just so if it doesn't work, it's not wasting too much milk. Any wasted milk will go to the pigs and then it's gone. None of it is really wasted. So these little ladies have actually got the hang of it fairly quickly. I'm delighted with that. I skipped their night feed last night just so they'd be extra hungry this morning, and they're mad for milk, so just had to train them to the new teat in the box, and it's working really well, and it'll keep them entertained for a lot longer because they get a slower application or slower release of milk. Happy days. So it's the best day of the year today, and we're going to make the most of the amenities on our back doorstep. Here's the Shannon. We're going to go for about a 7 or 8 kilometre kayak up to Tarmanbarry. Very exciting. Step.
Dibley's Family Farm, #1 farm in Roscommon. Good.
Only in Roscommon?
In Ireland, in the world.
Here I am with the posse heading towards green grass. I hope they'll follow me now the whole way and don't get distracted along the way. Come on. Just down here feeding the yos, and also when I'm down here I like to get in here and check to see if there's any fly larvae or maggots or anything, because we're slowly but surely coming into the patch. Look how thick that wall is. Of the spring and summer where you get lots of blowfly, and they can come down and lay their eggs on the sheep's back, and then they unfortunately start to eat into the sheep. So I'll be getting them sheared in the next couple of weeks, but until then you just have to keep an eye on these sorts of things. You're late, Mama, come on, we'll all be gone. Okay, so I'm just here at the hatchery, and very quick service this day. Got them just straight away, and here they are, our new farm friends. Oh, go back in there, mister. What have we got here? Has everyone survived the journey? Looks like it. Now only a few more short steps to your new home, folks. Okay. Now, are you all here, little guys? Here's 1, 2, 3. I'm just dipping their beak in the water as I'm putting them in. It's very important that they get some water in straight away, and you don't have to do them all, but the other ones will teach the other ones where the water is. But I'll do most of them, seeing as it's only 100. Now the other half. I'm just going to lump them all in. I was going to count them, but every other time I tried to count them, I ended up losing my way for the last few batches that I've done. So you'd probably be better off just putting them in and getting them used to their new home. They're lovely little guys. So fluffy. This is when they're at their cutest. After this, they start to lose their fluff, and they start to get a bit uglier from now on in, but they're at their cutest. So there they are drinking already. There's some of them in there eating some food already as well. They're under a heat lamp there, so if they're cold, they'll be in underneath the heat lamp, and if they're not, they'll come around the edges. So it'll just take a day or so, or even just a day today, to find out where they're most comfortable. And then I'll know whether to turn up the heat or turn it down. It doesn't take them long. I'm going to change out their water about 4 or 5 times every day just to make sure it's clean, because they walk in it and they put loads of wood chips and stuff in it as well. And if they have bad water, they don't have good outcomes. Look at this guy here in the back, having a bath. So the brooder setup is just these 2 tanks, just repurposing them. They don't hold any water anymore, so they're no use, but they will hold chickens. And I've got a little roof on them here just to keep it extra warm. It's getting down below freezing at night still, and these birds need to be at 30 degrees for the next 3 or 4 days, and then every day after that just ramp it down 1 or 2 degrees until they don't need any heat at all. But for the first 3 weeks, this is where they're going to be. Well, for the first week, this is where they're going to be, and then I'm going to move them over here into a bigger area so they can run around and scratch and stuff. I just need these tanks here because they're going to be better insulated and it's easier to keep the heat on them. But they all look pretty happy already. Not too many under the lamp, so they must seem warm enough. And I'm going to leave them be for a while, and I'll come back in an hour or so and change their water again.